Okay, let's start with a single number.
Oh, I like this. Go on.
1.
1.
1 mile per gallon. That is the official fuel economy improvement you get when you take the massive gas-guzzling Lexus LX 600.
Right.
Add a wildly complex hybrid system, a battery pack, and nearly 200 kilograms of extra weight to create the new 2026 LX 700L.
Wow. When you put it like that, it sounds, it sounds statistically irrelevant.
It's a rounding error. So today, we are deep diving into what might be the biggest engineering paradox of the year. We're looking at the 2026 Lexus LX 700L.
And the source material we're working from, I mean, the title alone.
It stops you in your tracks, right?
Yeah.
The $200,000 lie.
It's a brutal title, but honestly, when you look at the spec sheet, you can kind of see why the author went there.
Exactly. So the mission for this deep dive is to figure out what on earth Lexus was thinking. We're talking about arguably the most sensible, logical car manufacturer on the planet.
Right.
Why would they build a hybrid that fails at the absolute one thing hybrids are supposed to do, save gas?
It's the ultimate question. Is this thing just a cynical marketing trick, to slap a lowercase h on the back and pretend to be green?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or, and this is where the research gets fascinating, is it actually a stroke of genius that we're all just looking at the wrong way?
I have to be honest, I am leaning heavily towards marketing trick right now. But, I'm open to being convinced.
Well, to understand the why, we have to start with the what, because physically, this thing is a fortress.
Fortress is the perfect word,
Yeah.
and it's the one the source used. I mean, just the visual presence. It's over 5 meters long.
Huge.
It's nearly 2 meters wide. It doesn't just sit on the road. It, occupies it.
It has the authority of a government building.
A government building that moves at highway speeds.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that face. You know the Lexus spindle grille?
Sure, the hourglass shape.
Well, the source describes this version as a planetary intake event.
A planetary intake event. I love that.
It says it has 7 horizontal bars of floating chrome that seem to exist solely to inhale smaller hatchbacks.
It is aggressive. It's definitely not trying to be friendly to the Honda Civic in front of it.
It's terrifying. But it's not just styling for styling's sake, is it? There's some serious tech hidden in that front end.
Oh, absolutely. This is our first clue that this isn't just a brute. Did you catch the details on the blade scan headlights?
Yeah, the spinning mirrors. That sounded like sci-fi.
It really is. So standard adaptive headlights just, turn LEDs on and off to avoid blinding other drivers.
Okay.
But Lexus uses a blade-shaped mirror spinning at incredibly high speed inside the headlight unit.
Whoa.
And by timing the LED pulses to hit the mirror at the exact right microsecond, they can shape the beam of light with unbelievable precision.
So they can light up a pedestrian on the shoulder, but keep the face of the driver in the oncoming lane in, like total darkness.
Surgical precision. It's that typical Japanese over-engineering, brilliant, expensive, and totally focused on safety, not just flashiness.
Okay, so high-tech lights. But then you look at the silhouette of the car, and let's be real, it's a box. It's just a big square.
Well, as the source notes, boxes are efficient for carrying billionaires.
Fair point. And it's sitting on these massive 22-inch forged alloy wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where we find the first crack in the armor.
Ah, yes.
The first real criticism in our notes. For a car that costs over $140,000, where is the panoramic sunroof?
This is a huge contention point in the luxury segment right now.
It's missing. You get this standard postage stamp size sunroof that looks like it came off a 2010 Toyota Camry. Meanwhile, if you buy a Range Rover, you get a glass roof the size of a tennis court. It makes the cabin feel airy and expensive. The Lexus feels like a cave.
It does. But this brings us to the first major conflict between engineering and marketing. Why no glass roof?
I'm dying to know.
The engineers will tell you it's about structural rigidity.
Rigidity.
Metal is stronger than glass. A solid metal roof makes the body stiffer, which helps with handling. But more importantly, it offers better protection if you roll the car over in the desert.
Okay, stop right there. Be real for a second. Does the billionaire buyer in Beverly Hills or London care about rollover safety in the dunes?
Probably not.
Or do they want to see the sky while they're being driven to dinner?
That's the trade-off. The market positioning says, give us luxury, but the Lexus engineering philosophy is function over form.
Stubborn.
They refuse to compromise the safety or the structural integrity of the Fortress, even if it makes the interior feel a bit cheaper than the competition. It's very stubborn. It's the Lexus way.
Speaking of the interior, let's move inside. Because if the outside is a fortress, the source describes the inside as the throne room.
This is where Lexus stops building a truck and starts building, well, a private jet.
They literally threw the third row of seats in the bin. Gone. Instead, you have two independent captain's chairs in the back. And get this, they recline 48 degrees.
Do you know why specifically 48?
I love this detail. The news says, because apparently 49 would be sleeping and 47 would be working.
That is wonderful.
It's calibrated to be the exact sweet spot of relaxation without losing dignity.
And the passenger side rear seat has that ottoman mode.
Describe that, because it sounds like a transformer.
It basically is. You push a button, the front passenger seat motors all the way forward, the headrest folds down, and then a footrest extends from the back of that front seat.
How much room are we talking?
It creates over 1,100 millimeters of legroom.
The source said it's enough for a professional basketball player to contemplate his life choices in total comfort. But honestly, it wasn't the space that caught my eye, it was the air shower.
Ah, yes. This is a fascinating touch.
Most cars, even expensive ones, just blast cold air into your face. It's annoying. Lexus put the vents in the ceiling.
Right, so the cool air gently showers down over you like a gentle waterfall of air conditioning.
Such a specific, thoughtful detail. And the cup holders, did you see the note on the cup holder?
Damping.
Yes. They're damped so heavily that the lid takes 3 full seconds to open. 1, 2, 3.
It symbolizes weight, it's tactile luxury. If it snapped open, it would feel cheap. The slowness implies quality.
But, and here we go again with the paradox.
Yeah.
Just like with the sunroof, there's a massive fail in here.
The screens.
The screens, the infotainment system. You're sitting in this orthopedic leather chair, getting an air shower, and you're staring at two 11.4-inch screens that the source calls glorified iPads.
Yeah, and it's a valid critique. I mean, look at the competition. BMW has a 31-inch theater screen that drops from the ceiling.
With 8K resolution, the Lexus interface just feels a generation behind. It's this weird mix of old school quality, like the leather, and just outdated tech.
It's functional, but it is definitely not cutting edge.
Okay, but we can forgive a small screen if the car drives like a dream and makes sense under the hood. So let's get to the meat of this deep dive, the $200,000 lie. The hybrid system.
Right, we need to look at the numbers because they are startling.
Startling is a polite word. This is the H model. The hybrid. The official combined fuel consumption is rated at roughly 20 miles per gallon.
And the non-hybrid, the standard twin-turbo V6.
19 miles per gallon.
So you gain 1 mile per gallon.
1. And the source did the math. If you drive this car for 100,000 miles, the money you save on fuel won't even pay for the optional Mark Levinson sound system.
It's financially and ecologically irrelevant.
So, expert opinion time. Why? Why spend millions developing a hybrid system that doesn't save gas?
Because we're completely misunderstanding the purpose of the hybrid system in this specific vehicle. We hear hybrid, we think Prius, we think economy.
Sure, that's what the word means to most people.
But for Lexus, in this car, the hybrid system isn't about ecology. It's about two things. Torque fill and power independence.
Okay, break that down. Torque fill. It sounds like a dental procedure.
So imagine you're driving a 3-ton vehicle. Even with the powerful twin-turbo V6, there's a lag. The turbos need to spin up.
Right, the wait for it moment. You press the pedal, nothing happens for a second, then whoosh.
Exactly. In a luxury car, that delay is considered unrefined. So Lexus uses the electric motor to fill that gap. Electric motors have instant torque, 0 delay.
Ah, so the millisecond you touch the pedal, the electric motor shoves the car forward while the turbos are waking up. It smooths out the power curve.
Completely. The source describes the sensation as the car surging forward with the inevitability of a glacier. It's heavy, but it's instant.
I like that image, a fast glacier. Okay, so that's torque fill. What about power independence?
Think about all those toys. The massage seats, the audio system, the fridges, the air showers. They all consume a ton of electricity.
That has to come from somewhere.
In a normal car, the engine has to idle constantly to power all that. The hybrid battery acts as a massive reservoir. It allows you to sit there, engine off, running all these luxury features in silence.
So they're using electricity to make the car feel more expensive, not to save the polar bears.
Precisely. It is luxury engineering, not green engineering. And there's a critical mechanical distinction here that we cannot miss.
How so?
Most hybrids use a CVT, a continuously variable transmission.
And those are usually fragile.
Comparatively, yes. They prioritize efficiency over toughness. If you try to rock crawl in the desert with a CVT, they can overheat, they can slip.
But the LX700L.
It uses a parallel hybrid system that keeps a standard 10-speed automatic transmission with a torque converter and a mechanical transfer case.
Whoa, slow down. Transfer case. That is serious truck stuff.
It is. It's the heavy metal box of gears that splits power to the front and rear axles. It means this car still has a physical low-range gear. You can shift it into 4-low.
So unlike some other luxury hybrids, this thing doesn't compromise its ability to climb a mountain just because it has a battery.
Exactly. It is built for durability first, efficiency. Well, maybe third or fourth.
That brings us to the ride, because this thing is heavy. Nearly 3 tons.
Right, 2,780 kilograms. Physics is a cruel mistress. You can't make a 3-ton building dance like a ballerina. It's gonna have body roll.
But the review says it doesn't crash over bumps. It says it momentarily suppresses the existence of the hole. How?
This is another area where Lexus chose durability over flashiness. It uses active height control, or AHC.
So not air suspension. Most high-end SUVs use air suspension, right?
They do. Range Rovers, Mercedes, they all use airbags. And air suspension is like riding on a cloud until the bag bursts.
Which they do.
Which they do, frequently. Airbeds are a weak point. Hydraulics, on the other hand, are heavy and complicated, but they're virtually indestructible.
I am sensing a theme here. The roof is metal, not glass. The suspension is oil, not air. The gears are mechanical, not a CVT.
The theme is unbreakable. This hydraulic system lets the car kneel down so you can get in, or rise up to give you clearance that rivals a mountain goat. You don't drive over potholes, you just glide.
Impressive. And despite being a luxury limo inside, it still has all the off-road toys. Crawl control, multi-terrain select.
Crawl control is amazing. It's basically cruise control for rocks. You take your feet off the pedals, and the computer just manages everything. You just steer.
That's terrifyingly capable for a car that will only ever climb a curb at Whole Foods.
True, but you could climb the rock face.
Yeah.
And that's the point. And it does all this while being library quiet.
Active noise control. It uses the speakers to cancel out the engine and wind noise. Total isolation.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have a car that's heavy, thirsty, doesn't have the best screens, but is built like a tank. Let's talk about the competition.
Yeah.
The Range Rover. The Mercedes Maybach.
This is where the value proposition gets tricky. Because on paper, the competitors win. The Cadillac Escalade is bigger and flashier. The Range Rover is undeniably more beautiful.
And usually faster.
And faster, but they break.
Simple as that.
It really is. Ask any mechanic. When a high-tech Mercedes breaks, you need a computer scientist. The Lexus is built on a truck frame with a Toyota engine designed for a 25-year lifespan.
25 years. That's insane in the modern car world. Most cars are designed to last, through the warranty?
Maybe a bit longer. And look at the battery choice they made. They used a nickel metal hydride battery.
That sounded like old tech to me. Everything's lithium-ion now.
It is older technology. But do you know why they chose it? Because lithium-ion hates heat. If you park a lithium battery in the Dubai sun every day, it degrades. Nickel metal hydride is thermally stable. It's proven. It lasts.
So they literally chose the worst battery on paper because they knew it wouldn't die in 15 years.
Exactly. You are paying for the guarantee that it will start. You're paying for resale value. You can buy this for, say, $145,000, drive it for 5 years, and likely sell it for $80,000.
A BMW will depreciate like a stone in that same time. But there's a downside. The Lexus tax.
Yes. You're paying a premium, and if you look closely, you'll find buttons shared with a Toyota Tundra pickup truck. The key fob feels lightweight. The map graphics look dated.
It's such a weird mix. You have massage seats that rival a spa next to a window switch from a farm truck.
But I guess that window switch will work in 50 years. That's the bet you're making.
Okay, we are nearing the end, and we promised a final reveal. An aha moment about the engineering that makes this car truly unique.
This is my favorite part because it sums up the entire philosophy of the vehicle.
We talk about redundancy.
Right. The LX700 is the first hybrid in the world to feature both a standard alternator and a starter motor, in addition to the hybrid system.
Wait, explain why that's weird. Isn't the point of a hybrid that the big electric motor handles starting the engine and generating power?
In 99% of hybrids, yes. The hybrid motor is the starter. If the hybrid system fails, if the high voltage battery dies or the inverter blows up, The car is a brick. It will not start.
You're stranded. But
Lexus added a traditional starter too. If the entire hybrid system dies completely, the car can isolate it, engage the traditional 12-volt starter, and just drive as a regular gas vehicle using the alternator. No other hybrid does this.
That is wild. It's like wearing a belt and suspenders and then carrying a spare belt in your pocket just in case.
It is over-engineered for a worst-case scenario that will likely never happen, and that is the stealth wealth verdict.
So to summarize, this car isn't about logic, it isn't about speed, it definitely isn't about saving the planet with that 1 mpg improvement.
No, it is about peace of mind. It's a purchase made by people who understand that true luxury isn't just about flashiness, it's about knowing you can cross the Sahara in absolute comfort and then drive to a gala without a single warning light on.
It's the $200,000 lie that turns out to be the most honest car in the world. It promises one thing: it will work.
And in a world of disposable tech, that is a very attractive promise.
So here's the question we want to leave you with today. We live in a world obsessed with the new, the fast, the cutting edge. We line up for new phones every year. But we also live in a world where things break constantly.
The question is boring reliability actually the ultimate form of luxury?
Think about that next time your phone crashes or your laptop freezes. Would you trade the shiny new features for something that just works? Thanks for diving in with us on the Lexus LX 700 Aero Pro.
It was a pleasure.
See you next time.